Joining us now are David and Claude. I recently got to meet both of them in the three-dimensional world when I got a chance to see Claude's play at David's Playhouse. Welcome to you both. How are you?
Fine, thanks.
Very good, thank you.
So live theater is back in action. It's been a while, but David, tell us about it's Manus, correct? Manus Studio?
Manus Studio Theater.
Okay,
yes.
Tell us about that. Because you open the doors and it's this beautiful theater.
Well, the theater opened its doors on that location in 1970. So it's been there 53 years, but it was upstairs. And for 52 years, it was upstairs in the second floor. Nobody knew we were there. We did get a donation from Dr. Harvey Manus in Lindenhurst, and so we named the theater after him.
Lovely.
So it's now Manus Studio Theater. It had always been Studio Theater.
Okay.
And now, thanks to a donation given by one of our subscribers, we were able to rebuild the entire theater downstairs on the ground floor, where we have big picture windows, and the audience now knows we're there. And the pandemic actually helped us because we needed to close for a year to rebuild the theater. So
like a phoenix.
I don't want to say that, but it came in handy.
It's a beautiful theater.
Yeah, you know,
and it's a new theater.
It's so
with a long
beautiful. Your
history.
theater is beautiful. I mean, it's really lovely. You know, you did everything right. The seats are comfortable. The acoustics are good. You've got the wings. You've got plenty of space for the actors to work together. Which brings me to you, Claude, because you're a writer. How many plays have you written? 90?
I've written a lot of plays. I've had about 25 full-length plays done, a lot of them in New York City at Theater for the City, and with David at Studio Theater. Over the past maybe 5 months or so, I've probably had around 7 or 8 full-length plays done, and they've all gone really well. We had a play at Studio about War of the Worlds, Orson Welles, and people had a great reaction. And in New York City, I had a musical called Stealing Mona Lisa, and that also went very well.
And I got to see both of them, and I
Thank
will
you.
say rave reviews on both, just rave reviews.
He's always writing. He's probably just written something while we were sitting here.
The history of Donna Drake at 270
Yes.
South Surface Road, right?
Yes.
You know, with David Mamet, it's always be closing. I'm always be writing.
Well, you also are a journalist, Claude, right?
Yeah.
What's your day gig?
Well, I'm a journalist. I write for various publications on Long Island. I write for Newsday, Long Island Press, and various companies, but they overlap. I mean, a lot of the plays I write are rooted in real events or real things that happen. And, you know, in journalism, you're writing about what happened today or recently, but when you deal with theater, you can go back you know, across time and find out the things that were big news then. Stealing Mona Lisa is based on the 1911 theft of the Mona Lisa. It was a front page story. You know, Panic on the Front Page, the War of the Worlds play, is based on the War of the Worlds. That was also front page news. So I'm really sometimes taking news, and there's a lot of drama in the daily newspaper, and looking at it differently. And frankly, when you look at it from a distance, it's very often a different story than what you think happened.
With this new play, Panic on the Front Page, which is about the Orson Welles broadcast, you put a spin on it that is very contemporary, and that's why I chose to do it. You know, if it was just another documentary or play about Orson Welles, you know, a radio production, I don't think the audience would have found it compelling.
Yes.
But you have a contemporary view on it that attracted me to it. And the audience, I found the audience members talking about that very thing as they left every night.
Because it's timeless,
Yeah.
and that's probably what happened.
But that's what's so important. I see people say, well, we can do a great play from 50 years ago. That will have a point of view that was current 50 years ago. I can write a play about the same thing, and I'll have a completely different perspective. And I really think it's very important to have a contemporary point of view, because it's going to be a point of view that means something to you, and it's going to deal with issues in your life. And I think, you know, playwrights today, people writing plays today, really do have a lot to add to theater. And, you know, Studio and David, you know, give the opportunity, because a play only exists when it's performed. And so what he's doing is to me, crucial.
Yeah, it is. It was really nice. I mean, you walked in and you felt as if you were going back in time. You felt like you were in that room with them. You know, whether it was the sound effects, you know, that were so crucial to that story. It was a lot of fun. It was so fun.
And one of the appeals of studio theater over the years has been the intimacy.
Okay.
And I only select plays that can benefit from intimacy, because you're so close to the actors. You can't fool them. You can't fool the audience. We can't do a play that requires spectacle.
Yes.
But a play that will benefit by an audience member being right up, close to the actors. That's the kind of thing we do.
And they have very good actors who are in a lot of them. This play had a number of actors: Evan Donnellan, Giovanni Marine, Gail Merzer Burns, just the whole cast. They do a lot of plays there.
One a month.
Yeah, the same actors, and they're
It's a troupe.
very good.
Yeah, they are really good.
We had
In fact,
had one exception.
Okay.
3 years ago, Ed Asner did a show with us.
Yeah.
A year before he died, I got a letter from his daughter, who was his agent, saying that he had a one-man show. Well, it was actually, he played the lead, but he needed
played
two
God, right?
He played God. It was called God Help
Yeah.
Us. But he would play with two of our actors. He would play the lead, and he would play off of them. And he was taking it around the country. And yeah, of course. And of course we sold out for the weekend that he did it. And he was wonderful to work with. He was the nicest man in the world. He cared about everybody that he worked with, and I was sorry that he didn't have much time after that.
I was as well. I was one of the last people to be able to actually interview him.
Oh, wow.
He was actually a guest
wow.
on my show.
When he was in Long
And
Island.
it was about his book and about, growing up, across the street from the junkyard and his father and the whole story. And I was just so mesmerized by him. And, I mentioned something, and he gave me like the nicest compliment. It was so such a poignant moment for me. I'm like, this is Ed Asner,
Right.
And he's got something nice to say about me, to me.
Right.
And I was like, wow. But he basically just, celebrated me and told me I was doing a great job and thought that I was so unique. And I was like, wow.
The after the final performance that he did with us, I saw him going down. We were on the second floor then. I saw him going down the stairs with his daughter, and I heard him say to her, "This little theater is one to remember, and for all the right reasons."
Oh, that's nice.
He's
mean,
got
it was-
positive.
yeah,
He's got
that was nice
positive
to hear.
energy.
Yeah,
He's
positive
got
energy.
positive-
So, Claude, I got a chance also to go see Mona Lisa. Now, is that something that you might be able to bring to David?
It's
Is that
possible. I'm
Okay.
actually talking with studio
Okay, that was
potentially.
good.
Encourage him.
I'm sorry. David, it's actually good.
the thing-
Minimal props, nice cast, and I enjoyed myself. And plus, there were several educators in the front row with me. I also brought my friend Jennifer, who also came to your class. And it was a story that not a lot of people know. And even though I studied art history, I didn't know that the Mona Lisa had been stolen.
Well, stealing, let me just talk briefly. First of all, I'm a playwright in residence at Theater for the New City in Manhattan. So this got done there, and it's very important, I think, for playwrights to have different homes. You're kind of a little bit of a home away from home for me, which I appreciate. And I'm from Long Island, so I would love to have, more opportunities to present on Long Island. But that's kind of a home there, and when I have something, I can go there and present it. We presented it there, it did well, and then we got moved off Broadway.
Yes.
And people went twice. We had people coming in who we didn't know at all, and they had seen it, and they saw it again. And one thing was the history. We all think we know a lot, but in fact, if you actually look deeper, you find out the truth sometimes is sort of the second side of the coin. We've all been looking at that, and the Mona Lisa, the painting got stolen in 1911. It was gone for 2 years, and it made gigantic news. When the Mona Lisa was stolen, it was just another painting. People think that the reason the Mona Lisa is famous is because of the mysterious smile, it's because of the kind of misty background, the eyes follow you. In fact, there's a very good chance that the reason the painting is famous is because when it was stolen, it suddenly was thrust into the spotlight in a way that no other painting had. There was a search that went on, and then they recovered it. And when it was recovered, it was put in a very different room where it is today, not just along with other paintings. Now they valued it even more. And so the theft is probably the reason people know about it, and nobody even knows about the theft.
There you go. It's funny. Art imitates life. Life imitates art. I thank you both for joining us. It's really important, and I'm a theater kid at heart. I just am, and I'm looking forward to going to more events at your space.
We appreciate the support.
Yeah,
You're
and
welcome.
thank you for having us both on. We do appreciate it.
Yeah, it's a great night out. It really is. Or a great day matinee.
Go to theater. Don't support theater.
Exactly.
Just have fun going.
Go to the theater. And as always, thank you for watching.
Thanks
Be
a
well.
lot.